What's up, guys? It's Jimmy from TP Game Boys, and we're doing a lot of informational videos for Black Ops 2, and this is going to be one that a lot of you are probably going to benefit from. I know that a lot of people out there are having some difficulty with Black Ops 2 because the game, the multiplayer engine, not necessarily the engine, but the way the game plays is a little bit different from any other Call of Duty we've seen before. So, I thought I might help you guys out a little bit in figuring out the maps and, what guns to use on which. So let's get started. So obviously we're going to go over to the change map option, standard, and we've got a lot of maps here. We go through all these. There's, a lot of maps. So obviously it starts at Aftermath, which is downtown Los Angeles, close engagements, and a fallout of drone attacks. So Aftermath is kind of a strange map. It reminds me of Downturn from Modern Warfare 3. There's a lot of areas that are extremely close quarters, but at the same time there are a lot of long engagements where an assault rifle would benefit. But I think personally I use submachine guns more often on this map, possibly even a shotgun in the one building over to the left. It's a very tight map in those areas, so if you're going to use a submachine gun, make sure that you've got plenty of, you've got fast mags or laser sight on it to make sure you've got real good close quarters engagements, easy to move around and take people out really easily. So Cargo is another map that's really close quarters. You move a lot through the cargo crates and in the building on the right. There's a lot of places you can go on this map that you're going to benefit having a close quarters weapon, such as the PDW or the MP7. It's kind of difficult to get this map in your head because there's so many areas that are so closed tightly, and it's kind of hard to get it right the first few times. But once you play it through once or twice, you'll kind of figure it out and kind of get better at it. So I suggest a submachine gun for that map. Carrier is another one of those maps where there's a lot of close quarters engagements, but this open area on the top of the boat where a lot of the drones are down and the VTOLs are crashed in the middle with the smoke, you're gonna definitely want an assault rifle. It's very complicated to understand why, though, because that right side is entirely close quarters. But just the feel, for me personally, is I use an assault rifle. I use probably a SCAR H or an M8A1 because you are going to need a lot of accuracy for those long-term engagements. So be careful when you're on this map, guys, because you'll never know what you're going to need in any particular time. Maybe even use overkill and get a submachine gun and an assault rifle. I don't know. Drone. This is another map where there's close quarters and long-range engagements. Kind of difficult to gauge. You got to kind of follow your heart on this particular one. I've used both, and I've done just as well with either submachine gun or assault rifle. I keep saying submachine gun or assault rifle because I typically don't use LMGs, but any map that you can use an assault rifle on, you can just as easily use a sniper rifle, and any map you can use a shotgun on, you can pretty much use a submachine gun. It's pretty much the inverse. You can do either. So that's kind of what I feel for this map. You can pretty much use any gun and do decent, except for maybe a sniper rifle, because there's not a lot of locations you can snipe from. But, that's the way Call of Duty goes sometimes. Express is a map where it's all about you using your speed and, your knowledge of the map to get where you need to go from point A to point B. There's a lot of locations where it's going to be extremely close quarters, but there's also a lot of locations where it's going to be someone shooting you across the map with a sniper rifle. So you're going to need to know this map very, very well, inside and out, to just maneuver it very well. So that's a map that it's not about what gun you're using, it's about your knowledge of the map. Hijacked, very close quarters. I suggest even a shotgun is very, very good. I use a submachine gun, shotgun class. You saw it in one of our class videos. Submachine gun or shotgun, definitely. Meltdown, definitely an assault rifle. My brother actually was using a combat knife earlier today. Just a combat knife because he's crazy. But yeah, assault rifles are usually really good for this map. Lots of long-range engagements, easy to use. Overflow is another map where a lot of tight, close quarters landscapes, but the long-term engagement is very, very prominent. So use your assault rifle if you can. Submachine guns are good too. Plaza is very close quarters. You're going to want to use... doesn't really matter on this map. This map is kind of a different one. I suggest a shotgun or a submachine gun because it is, as it says right there, floating resort in the middle of the Indian Ocean, tight corners and angles throughout. You're going to need to want like a laser sight or something on any weapon you use because the locations are so tight and difficult to maneuver. Raid is another map where it's definitely close quarters. There's not a whole lot of places you can use an assault rifle very well. Yeah, use something like a PDW or MP7, possibly a Scorpion, because that thing's got really good rate of fire, good for close quarters. Slums is another map where you can use pretty much anything. I haven't had a problem with this map. It's one of my favorites personally, but knowing the map is really going to benefit you here because there's a lot of areas where you can go from one side of this middle area to the other side. There's 4 positions you can get attacked from in the middle, so you're going to want to know the map very well if you're going to use any kind of weapon. Standoff, you can use either. I mean, I've even seen people sniping and anything on this map. It's kind of difficult to understand. You're going to need to want really good knowledge of the map. Submachine gun, assault rifle, sniper, light machine gun, or shotgun. It doesn't really matter, but just know the map, know the spawns, and know the clutch points. Difficult map to understand. Turbine, very long range. Snipers and submachine guns, submachine guns I do not recommend. Assault rifles or sniper rifles for turbine. Very, very long range. You're going to want to know it very well. There's a lot of ins and outs on this map. The plane in the middle, I think that's a plane, is very difficult to, to get in your head and understand. Last but not least, I think is Yemen. I think I'm saying it right. It's tight alleyways and close quarters engagements. That's kind of misleading. There are a lot of close quarters engagements, but there are a lot of long range engagements. I suggest an assault rifle, but this is obviously leading a lot more towards submachine guns. I suggest an assault rifle, maybe even a sniper if you're a really good sniper. It just depends on how you play the game. There's one last map, guys. It's Nuketown 2025, and that's just the most hectic map ever. It's so fun to use any gun, any weapon, so go ahead and go crazy on Nuketown 2025. So that's all the maps in Black Ops 2, guys. I told you how to use them to the best of your advantage and, what guns you should use. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something today. Bye.